and the person you are becoming begins to feel more aligned with the life you were meant to live. There is a moment in life when something inside you shifts, not dramatically, not loudly, but deeply. You begin to realize that the life you've been living, the patterns you've been repeating, the thoughts you've been believing can no longer continue the same way. That moment is powerful, but it raises an important question. What happens next? Because desire alone does not change a life. It begins the process. But transformation begins with the first steps. When people think about change, they often imagine dramatic action, a big decision, a major breakthrough, a completely different life overnight. But real transformation rarely starts that way. More often, the first step is quiet. It happens internally. For many people, the first step is honesty. Honesty about what has been hurting inside. Honesty about patterns that were formed through pain, trauma, disappointment, or survival. And honesty about the fact that healing is needed. Psychology teaches us that many of our thoughts and behaviors are shaped by past experiences. Our nervous system learns how to respond to the world based on what we have lived through. But the good news is this: what was learned can be rewired, and healing begins when we become aware of what needs attention. For me personally, the first step of change involves something deeper. It involved deepening my relationship with the Lord, not out of fear, not out of condemnation, but out of trust. There was a season where things began to surface in my heart and mind. Hidden wounds, old disappointments, areas of the soul that had been shaped by pain. And at first, that exposure felt uncomfortable. But over time, I realized something important. It wasn't exposure meant to shame me. It was exposure meant to heal me. Light reveals what darkness hides, and healing can only begin where truth is allowed to enter. Scripture speaks about this in a powerful way. Romans 12:2 talks about the renewing of the mind. This isn't just a spiritual idea. It aligns with what psychology calls cognitive restructuring, the process of recognizing and reshaping the thoughts that guide our lives. When trauma, disappointment, or painful experiences shape our thinking, those patterns can quietly influence how we see ourselves and how we see the world. But renewal begins when those thoughts are gently examined and replaced with truth. And that process takes time. It happens step by step, thought by thought, decision by decision. Many people think transformation begins with behavior, but often it begins with the heart. Allowing love to reach places that were once guarded, allowing compassion for yourself where there was once only criticism, allowing the Lord's love to meet the broken places that had been hidden for years. Healing does not mean pretending the past didn't happen. It means allowing the past to lose its power to define your future. And that process often begins quietly. One honest conversation, one prayer, one moment of reflection, one decision to move forward toward peace instead of chaos. These may seem like small steps, but small steps create new direction. Real change rarely arrives all at once. It grows. Just like healing, just like strength, just like wisdom. Day by day, those small choices begin to shape a new path. And over time, something beautiful begins to happen. Peace starts replacing turmoil. Clarity replaces confusion. Hope replaces heaviness. And the person you are becoming begins to feel more aligned with the life you were meant to live. If the desire for change has recently begun within you, be patient with yourself. Transformation does not happen overnight, but every small step toward healing matters. Every moment of honesty matters. Every step toward truth matters. Because small steps, taken consistently, have the power to change everything. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. What is one small step toward healing or growth that you're taking in this season? Share it in the comments using one step forward. You never know who might be encouraged by your story. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, stay rooted, stay nourished.